Now, we are talking about breathing meditation, anapanasati. So we say already, either at the nostril or abdomen, rising, falling, or in the body. Actually, the position is not so important. The main thing is that the object of breathing, the object that is breathing, should be clear, you know? Because some people, they used to do on the abdomen rising, falling. So if you ask them to contemplate the nostril, you find it's very difficult. But for those who use the nostril, if you ask them to go to abdomen rising, falling, they also find it difficult. But for those who, when you find yourself when you're lying down, in fact, you can feel like the whole body, that there's a motion, you know? Because when we breathe in, breathe out, it's not just at the touching point here. The chest will be some movement. The abdomen will be some movement, right? So we cannot say that, oh, okay, you cannot say that you just want to focus on one point. But actually, in fact, we can focus on more points as we like, as long as the object should be clear. But some people say they prefer a small place because easy to get concentration. They find that if they are on the abdomen rising, falling, or on the whole body, they find the attention is scattered to many places, or is the area is too big. That's a human nature, you know. It's very complaining. Area too big, they complain. Area too small, they also complain. Actually, but the main thing is if you find it's clear, that's the best. Now, we say, like we say, feel the way. Some people like counting. Some people think labeling is good. But some people, they say counting or labeling is too much because it's like disturb their awareness. So, and we also say yesterday, we mentioned that you can follow the Sun or there's another method is what? Teng in. I think they spell like the Tengu, right? Yeah. So today we are going to discuss about Sun and Tengu because today I did some read out on Tengu and Sun. It's very interesting. All right. But I think most of you will find it's too difficult, too hard. The moment I ask you, only Thomas, I think you're the one that like it. I think most of them, the moment tell them to breathe like that, they feel it's not easy for them. Okay. But we can try to see what I call it, the this one. Like what we say, like sooner is breathe fast and hard and you stop it, then you observe the sensation of body. Like Tengu, breathe hard, loud, but it's non-stop, sometimes as long as 3 hours. As Aggācāra tell me, sometimes they sit for 5 hours. You know. But Sunnun, according to what I read just now, is 45 minutes, then we hold the breath. Right. Now, let's say we're talking about there are many methods, Mahasi method, Pa'ao method, Goenka, Shumin, Sunnun, and so on. Now, what I suggest here is what we do is we call it play, you know, play in a way, or we call it make it interesting. The reason why our mind cannot stay on the breath, like Brother Cole said yesterday, why the mind always wonder? Because the mind find the breath is very boring, right? If you find it's very boring, of course the mind will go off. Let's say for people who watch like recently, I think 2 days ago, we had devotees here. He said he want to watch the football match. It's a female woman football match between Myanmar and another country. So when they watch the football match for 2 hours, do you think it's boring? For the men, they think it's interesting, right? They will sit in front of TV and watch for 2 hours. But imagine ask them to watch the breath for 2 hours. They will be wondering mind. They cannot even sit for 2 hours. They want to go off. It's because they don't find the breath interesting. If the object is not interesting, what happened to the mind? Okay. So if the mind feel bored, okay. So if the object is not interesting, what happened? Literally, you can say the mind runs away, or we call it the mind escape to entertainment, right? Now, how to make it interesting, right? So what we say, like yesterday, we already tried stop the breath. That is a I think sometimes we can do it if you find it's really the running mind is wandering mind is crazy, too much already. Another one, we can just make the breath peaceful, right? By doing long and deep breathing. I think this is more comfortable for people. Instead of breathing hard and short, it's very tiring. So it's basically just like take a long and deep breathing and breathe out and breathe in and breathe out. This is make it comfortable. So when the breath is peaceful and comfortable, so the mind will stay here. All right. So we can try this too. But of course, later I think we can just play around with this too. And any other suggestion from you all how to make you interested in the breath? Of course, you can do maraṇānussati, right? Okay. So life is uncertain. That is certain. So you can just recite again and again. Because at first you recite, your mind might not interested, but after you recite many times, then it like wake up already. The mind is like, oh, wake up. Since it's going to die, it should not waste the time thinking too much about nonsense. So it's better come back and observe the breathing. Okay, so we can do this 3. And how about 4? Is there any 4 here? Any suggestion from any of you? How to make you are interested in the breathing meditation? How about Thomas? No?
No, not really.
Oh,
No,
okay.
sorry.
Have you tried all this? Number 1, stop the breathing. I mean, not in this Aggācāra. I mean, in your meditation retreat. Previously, you tried it. Okay.
Yes,
How about the make the breath peaceful?
Yes, this is practicing the Ubakin method.
Oh, Ubakin. Okay, Ubakin
Yes,
method.
that's
All right.
peaceful
Okay.
breathing. It is
All
a
right.
lot.
Okay. So another one is we call it follow closer. Follow closer means you have to increase mindfulness and concentration. Follow the breath closer. That means that instead of changing, because yesterday we talking about there are different types of samatha vipassana. So instead of changing to another type, since we want to keep the breath as the main meditation, so what we do is we try to follow closer. Follow closer means that we don't give up on it. Even though you might have wandering mind, you just try to go as deep as you can, closer and deeper. So this will solve the problem. Because when you'll be able to follow closer and deeper, then the wandering mind will stop. Of course, with other methods, like we say counting, according to Visuddhimagga is, right? Visuddhimagga actually suggests we do counting, all right? 1 to 10. That's according to Visuddhimagga. So before we're going to start this, I'd like to show you all about, later I'll share the article to you. So anyway, this is some of the practice, we call it preliminary practice. So normally, before meditation, I think last time I also mentioned to you. So what you do is, first we bow down to the Buddha Dhamma Sangha, like we already done just now, paying respect to Buddha Dhamma Sangha. And then you need to ask forgiveness. Normally we chant Kayena Vachati there, asking forgiveness. Right? Asking forgiveness is for you to kind of like undo whatever mistake you have done, or mentally let go your evil karma or bad action, bad result karma, asking forgiveness. After that, this one. This is actually translated from Burmese, but it's interesting. You donate your 5 aggregates to the Buddha for purpose of attaining the Nibbana. All right. Or sometimes if the teacher is in front of you, kind of like you can say that, oh, I donate to the teacher temporarily, right? Of course, this is only at the beginning of meditation, but after that, when you finish, of course, you can take back your fire aggregates. This just kind of like mentally let go. All right. So asking forgiveness, donate. Now, first, remember what we do is first you pay respect, right? So we already done this part. We bow down and pay respect. So, sorry. So we already do this part already. So this will give us humble, take refuge, right? So what's the key point here? So this called preliminary practice. For any meditation. First, take refuge. Take refuge like no, we will, and then pay respect to the triple gem. And then ask forgiveness. Then donate 5 aggregates. All right. So by this will increase your faith, and also this will kind of like let go regrets. Regrets or worry. This is a part of the hindrances. So one of the hindrances. And then donate 5 aggregate is also let go. So we can do this. So after you do this means that you already clear your depths, and then your mind is more focused on your practice. Okay. Now, so you can see this is in the Sun Lun Meditation Center, one of the meditation guideline book. So I did some reading because why we want to study this, because Sun Lun Sayadaw attend as an anagami, right? After anagami, because as a layperson, he can attend up to anagami, but after anagami, then he ordained as a samanera, and then he continued to practice, then he attend arhatship. So it's actually when not so far. I mean, in 1959, if you consider this 1920, it's about less than 100 years, or 80, about 100 years ago. So you can say it's a very recent compared to like what we say like Sariputra, Moggallana. All these are very, very long time, about 2,500 here. So you can see this is about 100 years ago. And by his practice, it showed that his method work. His method work, right? Sunu method work. Like Mogul side also work because they are basically the result of their own practice as an Arahant. And his method always say touch, awareness, mindfulness. Okay, now we can yeah, I think we might not practice it, but if you're interested, you can practice yourself. But what if do is first is anapana. After that, on mindfulness. So what he do is he ask the people to keep the body in a cross leg, put the right hand on the left palm, put the 2 arms close to the body, put the mindfulness at the tip of the nose and start to breathing. Now, this is anapana, of course, aware of the air touching the tip of the nose or upper lip. Okay, so this is the introduction. And then in here, the leading factor is vipassana. And after vipassana is samatha. So you can see here, like people say, do we need samatha practice? Actually, by the example of Sunun Sayadaw, not to say you need to practice samatha all the time. You can practice actually samatha or vipassana or maybe both of them together. Even in his book, there's not much mention about even the word jhana, okay? Because he really is somebody achieved by his own result, not the somebody who going with the textbook mention about like first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana, and so on. Okay. Now, as we mentioned yesterday, what you do is a short, rapid breathing, and then the time gap between one touch and another. Because when you breathe very fast, and then the touch at the nostril or the upper lip, the touch there, and then the time gap is small. when the target is very small, so the mind will not go out, and then they will get samadhi, right? So if they get tired, yeah, because when they get tired, what they do is they even breathe more. Okay. Okay. So after they do the strong, short, rapid breathing with mindfulness, 45 minutes, then they'll stop breathing. All right. So take a deep breath, hold the breath, and your mind watch the whole body. So for the anapanasati, then they go to contemplate the feeling, vedana, right? So any of the most pronounced or painful sensation. So watch the sensation and watch it with great mindfulness. Mindful on the sensation just as it is. It is sensation, it pain, mindful on the awareness of the painful sensation. If the sensation stiffness, mindful on the awareness of stiffness. This means that after 45 minutes, they take a deep breath, hold it, and then they watch the feeling. Okay. So the first part is anapana. Then the second part is a vedana. Vedana means under the vipassana, right? And what they say, don't change it. Don't change any of the body position, even though they're cramped and painful. So just continue on the breathing, ignore the pain. Right? Because the object first is anapana. After that, go for vedana. So when they mindful on the feeling, on the sensation, then they start to see it, everything is impermanent. So they start understand about anicca. So after that, when you're mindful on the feeling, sensation, you understand about dukkha, and then start to understand the noble truth of suffering. Then they say about all these are anicca, dukkha, anatta. So based on the anapanasati, go for vedana, feeling, and they can see anicca, dukkha, anatta. Right? So they sit for a long time. Actually, it can be long time. Saji Agawati say sometimes can be 4 or 5 hours. They sit for long hours with mindfulness on sensation, right? So literally they sit in one place and just continue. After 45 minutes, they hold the breath and so on. Okay. And after that, the book will talk about the different vipassana knowledge, like Adinawa and so on. So this one, when we continue after our samatha, we will go for the vipassana knowledge. So the rest I didn't highlight. Okay. Then they say about this is a 4 indriya faculties. When faculties are very strong, we call it bala. Bala is power. So faith, you need to, in any meditation, you need to have faith. That's why first you take refuge in Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Then you need to have an effort, and then mindfulness and samadhi, concentration, and panya, knowledge. Right. So these are basic requirement for all the meditation. Okay. So in the Kaya, 4 foundation mindfulness, in all postures, sitting, walking, and standing, and so on. So if they continue to practice, this is on the Satipatthana, so they can be able to get Magga, Jnana, path, knowledge at any time. All right. So based on this book, we can see Sunlun Sayadaw as a person who achieved enlightenment. Because the purpose of Dhamma or in a Theravada is to gain Nibbana or minimally to attain stream enterer or stream winner, because only at that time they will observe the 5 precepts permanently and be free from 4 woeful states. So this is a Sunlun Sayadaw. In fact, actually, according to history, he was a farmer, totally have no Dhamma knowledge. But after he become enlightened, he can preach Dhamma. That's power of enlightenment. Okay. And the place is actually very near to my university, is in the Kabaye. Right. Okay, so what's the time now? Okay, so actually there's another book. There's a Tengu. Just simply go to later. I pass to you all. You can read by yourself. So just to show you all, when we say enlightenment, there's a people or monks or those who really serious practice is possible in this era. So beside the Sunlut, Nava and Te Ingu, yeah, with the double N, yeah. So this is a book they do the comparison studies. I did read something quite interesting also. Okay. Now this is a Tengu Sayadaw, another Sayadaw between Sunlut Sayadaw, Tengu Sayadaw. So what they say actually after they gain the concentration by using breathing meditation, then they get the, like when we say yesterday, another shortcut, so-called shortcut way, means that instead of doing the 32 body parts, which is a take long time and one by one you have to memorize it. So what you do is based on the breathing meditation and you get the nimitta, you get a very strong concentration, and then based on that he focus on his own body, then he can see in his mind the nimitta of his own object, which he can see the impurity, bloated stomach, and then the liquid and blood, eyes, face, and so on, maggots. Okay, this one they come out. You can see maybe due to his mindfulness and concentration at that time, but also maybe because of due to their past practice or Tengu Sayadaw. If they practice a lot in the past, so after from the breathing, they focus on their own body. It's very easy for them to do the 32 body parts because of due to the mindfulness concentration and due to their own practice. Okay. Then you can see that Asubha, Nimitta Asubha, it just happened by itself, It just appeared in his mind eye. Not only his own body, but others also. 32 body parts and corpse contemplation. It just appear. Right? Okay, see all this. Then they say, beside these 32 body parts, beside corpse contemplation, you also see the 4 great elements, pulse and blood are water. Right? Fire is a heat element, fire element. And then the bloated body parts, bulging eyes are wind element. Characteristic distinction, and then the bones are earth element. So all this knowledge appear, right, when he use a kind of like, we call it the knowledge eye to shine on his own body, right? So all these are, then he completed the whole process of Asubha meditation. Then he see the arising dissolution of the 5 aggregates. So this is written by somebody in 1972. Then after that, knowledge of arising discipline of 5 aggregates. Then after that, what he's continue, like when in the Visuddhimagga or in the Power Center, we are talking about Lupa Kalapa, atomic units of matter, right? So Tengu Sayadaw, he referred to his own experience of seeing the arising and dissolution of atomic units of matter. Then at that time, he have this disintegration of solidity. Now, what is solidity? In Pali, we call it Ghana, because when what we see our body is always a solid, solid like one part of body, even hands and finger, all these are very solid. But when you see Lupa Kalapa, everything is arising, passing away. It's a very small unit of matter. So when he can see arising, passing away, or Lupa Kalapa, then this solidity will disappear. Okay, so that's the thing here. Okay, so this is called Ghana Viniboga. Okay, this means that when he was looking at the man, woman tree or shadow pagoda, normal people will see it stable and solid, but in his eyes, everything is just a arising and disappearance of the atomic units of matter. Okay, so this is the one. So at that time, he is free from concept already. Okay? Because normally the people will grasp the concept of you and me and I, man or woman. When he see everything, the atomic units, lupa kalapa, arising, passing away. So he's free from concept. So then there's no craving, no attachment. Then this one. All right. After that, he has reached the anagami state. There's non-returner. He also revealed about past and future, present, and then different realms of the Buddhist cosmos. Yeah. Okay. Then after that, he will go for different vipassana yana. Then he removed the this idea of self-will, means a sakaya ditti. All right. And after that, so on. That's mean that all the stages of enlightenment and what he lengthened did. So when he removed the lengthened defilements anusaya, at that time you can say already in the arahant path. All right. So anyway, it's good to read all this just to tell us that it's possible for people to practice hard to get enlightenment at this era, not like Buddha's time only. So okay, now their practice in Tengu is strong, forceful, rapid breathing. Okay. Some they might feel fatigue because of insufficient and strength of inhalation, excessive blowing or the exhalation. So what like Thomas say, if you ask the teacher will tell you to increase more breathing in inhalation, right? When you feel tired, you just need to do more. So the meditator also instructed to breathe more rapidly. Sometimes it's a 2 or 3 times more than the normal rate. Right? So compared to Tengu, so people maintain continue, but Suno method, they will stop after 45 minutes. Then the cessation be also for another 45 or 50 minutes. So there's a difference between these two practice, even though they look a little bit same. Tengu means continue. Suno will stop after 45 minutes. Okay. Right. Okay, now we go back to here. Now, why I show you all this is for us to know that it's possible to have different practice on reading, okay? Not just do the counting. Because if we are following the counting, that means that we are only follow the Visuddhimagga, okay? So if we are doing other practice, like we say, is like the Tengu, okay, Sunlun. So this is also here. But this is a continue. All right. So this means that it's possible to have different all methods, whether you want to do counting, you want to breathe hard, you want to breathe rapidly or whatever. The idea is how are we to make the breath interesting? Make it interesting means that we will not run away from it. Okay? Because if your mind always run for it, this means that you need to consider maybe you're not interested in the breath. If you're not interested in the breath, of course the mind feel very boring. So you want to run away. All right. Now, what we are going to start now, so it's good time to practice now. All right. So we can do the first one first. All right. I think first one is actually quite easy. So we call it like just now we see after you breathe, the instruction given just now is you can breathe normally. What we can then you take a deep breath and you hold it. Okay. So we can start this one because I think this is interesting for us to feel the sensation after we stop breathing. Okay, shall we start? Okay, so we will do it for about maybe 15 minutes. Then I say you all stop, take a deep breath and you stop. Then you also sensation for about 10 minutes. Yeah, we can start now. Okay, now the next step is make our breath as peaceful as possible. So take a long and deep breathing in long and deep. So when breathe out all the air, then take a long and deep breathing again. So try to make the breath as peaceful, as calm as possible. So we'll practice this for another 15 minutes. Okay, so now we can try another method. So just do normal breathing as you like. If you like, you also can do counting 1 to 10, but try to follow the breath, follow it closer. Means that try to see from beginning, middle, and end of the in-breath, and beginning, middle, and end of the out-breath. Try to follow as close as possible. So you can breathe normally as you always do. So we will continue meditate for 15 minutes. We will stop at 8 p.m. I think we can stop now, right? Just come back for final discussion, all right, before we share the merits. All right, so next time when we do any practice, take preliminary action, take refuge, pay respect to Triple Gem by chanting what we did already. And then later we will chant asking forgiveness. And then after, remember to donate your 5 aggregates to let go the burden, right? And then there are a few ways to make the mind interested in the breathing, because if the mind are not interested in the breathing, the mind will literally run away. So you can just, if your wandering mind is too much, you hold it for a while. Okay, stop the breathing. So, but if you prefer to make the breathing more natural and more peaceful, so you just do a long and deep breathing. Okay, and if you find that your mind is not energetic, so you can do maraṇānussati. The best is try to follow deeper. What we say deeper means, like in the anapanasati, it say the whole breath. Whole breath means to see beginning, middle, and end, and the end, okay, of the whole breath. Okay, this means that of the breath. So this is actually means that try to see the whole breath. So if you find your mind run away sometimes, so you can do counting, up to you. All right. So just now I was saying that the another instruction is trying to follow deeper. Not so sure if I unmute at the time. All right. Anyway, you all can try any method. Just make your meditation interesting, not so boring. All right. You know what we call it? Play. Play. All right. So when we say meditation,
Dayaji?
yes.
Oh, sorry. I just
Yeah.
want to say that this is what we have done now with holding the breath is very different from the Sun Lun method.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you hold the breath after breathing fast, it's much more a shock to the system, and the sensations are very different than if you hold the breath after breathing slow when the body is already low and shallow.
Okay. The reason
It's a very
of,
different.
yeah, I know. In the Sulum method is when you breathe fast. First is anapanasati. So when they stop the breathing, they want to go for the Vedana. There's a vipassana, right? There's a method. Okay. So they want to change from one anapanasati to the breathing. What I suggest here is the main thing is stop the wandering mind. Wandering mind is a big problem for many people. So, and also why we want to stop it, because this is also another way to see the atta, because normally we say, oh, whatever we do is influenced by the atta behind us. We want this, we want that, we don't like this person, we don't like that person, And there's always, sometimes if you notice, the mind is always commenting. I don't like it, I like it. I like it, I don't like it, Sometimes when you hold the breath, then the mind is in shock. Then you can observe the mind. What is the mind trying to do? It will tell you that you must breathe now. Then the mind will tell you, I don't like it. It will complain. And secretly, it will take a deep breath without you knowing. Do you notice that? Okay. So this, of course, we don't do all the time lah, because sometimes we don't want the mind to be in shock. All right. But because Sunun method is not everybody would do it. You've been to Myanmar, you will do it. You follow the Sunun or Mogok or Tengu. But I think most Malaysian never heard about the Sunun or Tengu. These are not popular in Malaysia at all. Okay. And according to feedback, they don't really like it. Do you all like it? How many of you like this method? Fast breathing. Anybody of you like it? Have you all tried? Or you want to try now? We still have time. 5 minutes. You want to try?
I can recommend to try. It's very interesting and funny.
Okay. So like this, just a short and this short. But the Tengu will be the one we see in the video is like like this, right? Like what we show, like very, even the body is like shaking, right? There's a Tengu. Okay, so we just do 5 minutes. Yeah, okay. All right. So we can do 5 minutes now. Okay. You all know the idea, right? Very fast. Okay, we can try now. Okay, you all try now. It made me dizzy. I feel very dizzy. I think Thomas, you used to it, yeah. How about other students? How you feel?
Easy is IG.
Dizzy. Yeah.
Short
Yeah.
of breath.
Huh?
Feeling short of breath.
Sorry? Out of breath.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. How about Sister T? How about
Uh,
yeah?
it's quite make
Energetic.
me
Energetic.
energetic,
Oh,
alert,
okay, okay. Okay, then you can try more later when you have time. How about Sister Chai? Beyond Chai? How you feel?
Very tired.
Tired. Yeah. All right.
I'm
So according to what they say, if you feel tired, you just have to do it more. Right? Instead of stopping it, you just have to continue until you get enough air. They say because you have not enough air, or you would you then you feel dizzy. But I feel dizzy. That's why I stop for a while. I prefer either counting or take a long deep breath to make the breath peaceful and more natural. So anyway, all these are recommendation to make it interesting. Okay. Yeah. Now we are going to, like just now we say asking forgiveness. So how to ask forgiveness? We can follow the chanting. All right. So now we are going to. Can you all wait? Let me share the screen. All right. Now we are going to end already. So let us share the. All right. So first, preliminary, remember taking refuge in Buddha Dhamma Sangha. We already done that. And then also ask forgiveness. Now, ask forgiveness is this one by this normal chanting that we do. So we can chant at Pali and after English. So please follow after me. Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katam acayam kamame bante pulipanya tathagata kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katam acayam kamame dhamma sanditika akalika Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katam acayam kamame sangha supatipanna anuttara. By body, speech, and mind, if I have committed any wrong heedlessly, may the Buddha, who has extensive wisdom, forgive me. By body, speech, and mind, if I have committed any wrong heedlessly, may the Dhamma that is realized by oneself with immediate effect forgive me. By body, speech, and mind, if I committed any wrong heedlessly, may the Sangha that has good practice and incomparable forgive me. Forgive me. Let's share merits with all beings. Imano punya bagam sapa satanam dema. Imano punya bagam sapa satanam dema. Imano punya bagam saba satanam dema. We share this merit of practicing meditation with all sentient beings. May they obtain this merit and be well and happy. Sharing merits to departed ones. Idam no yatina hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idam no yatina hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idam no yatina hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Let this merit go to our relatives. May our relatives be happy. Aggācāra ca bummata Dewa naga mahitika punyam tam anumoditva chirarakantu sasanam Aggācāra ca bummata Dewa naga mahitika punyam tam anumoditva chirarakantu desanam Aggācāra ca bummata Dewa naga mahitika punyantam anumoditva chirarakantu mamparamti. May all beings inhabiting space and earth, Devas and Naga almighty powers, heavenly rejoice in these merits, long protect the dispensation of the Buddha, the teaching of the Buddha, and long protect me and others. So we go for Patana, aspiration. Adahimaya patipadaya jaramaranamha palimuchisami idam me punyam asawakaya waham hotu idam me punyam nibbanasa pacayo hotu idam me silam Magga-phala-ñāṇasa pacayo hotu. Indeed, by this mental training, I shall surely be freed from aging, sickness, and death. By my merit, may I eradicate all defilements. May my merit be conducive to the attainment of Nibbana. May my observance of morality be a condition to attain path and fruition knowledge. Imina punya kamena mame bala samagamo satan samagamo hotu yava nibbana patiya. By this merit that I have acquired, may I never meet foolish, wicked persons. May I meet wise and virtuous persons, and that I attain nibbana, ultimate peace and happiness. Finally, we finish this meditation teaching today. Buddha sasanam chiram titatu. Buddha sasanam chiram titatu. Buddha sasanam chiram titatu. May the Buddha disposition, may the Buddha teaching last long in the world. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.